From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, May the 2nd, 2019. The state of Israel came to a halt this morning as sirens sounded, marking Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day, remembering the 6 million Jews murdered by the Nazis during the Holocaust. Among the many ceremonies across the country, Israeli leaders took part in a wreath-laying ceremony at Yad Vashem later this morning, Israel's memorial to the Holocaust, and the names of the 6 million were read aloud at Israel's Knesset. At last night's ceremony at Yad Vashem, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke of the threat from Iran as well as the rise in anti-Semitism around the world, making note of the recent shooting at the Chabad synagogue in Poway, California, and the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting last year. He also mentioned the recent anti-Semitic New York Times cartoon and efforts to delegitimize Israel. The Prime Minister vowed that Israel would not be deterred by any threats. He said, unlike during the Holocaust, we are able and determined to defend ourselves by ourselves. Israel's President Reuven Rivlin also warned of the rise of anti-Semitism, in particular in Europe, where he said ideas of superiority, xenophobia, blatant anti-Semitism from the left and right were hovering. Last night's ceremony concluded with Israel's national anthem, Hatikva, the Hope.
בארצנו ארץ ציון ירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון ירושלים.
And some 10,000 people gathered in Poland today to take part in the just under 2-mile somber walk from Auschwitz to Birkenau. The 2019 International March of the Living began this afternoon at the former Nazi death camp. Founder and co-chairman of the march, Shmuel Rosenman, told those gathered, "We march to remind the world of the horrors that occurred during the Holocaust and to lead a global movement to combat anti-Semitism in all its forms." The United States, for the first time, sent an official government delegation to the march this year, led by U.S. Ambassador to Israel David Friedman, as well as Ambassador to Germany Richard Grenell, Ambassador to Poland Georgette Mosbacher, and the Special Envoy to monitor and combat anti-Semitism Ilan Carr. A delegation of United Nations ambassadors attended the march this year as well, at the invitation of the American Zionist movement and the march's organizers. Both delegations will visit Israel after their time in Poland. And the IDF shared their video of Israeli soldiers who had visited Auschwitz, as well as other death camps, to bear witness to the atrocities and to the strength and resilience of the Jewish people.
I am here.
I am here
as a proud Israeli Navy officer.
Standing in Poland.
Standing in Auschwitz.
Standing in Treblinka.
Standing inside a gas chamber.
Standing where millions were murdered for being Jews.
Butchered and killed by the Nazis.
As a witness.
As a witness.
As a witness.
We say loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Never again.
Never again.
Never again.
Never again.
Never again!
And several hours before the Yom HaShoah sirens sounded this morning, sirens of a very different sort jolted residents of southern Israel awake, sending them running for safe rooms and bomb shelters, as 2 rockets were fired from Gaza at the area around 5:30 a.m. Israel time. The rockets landed in open areas and there were no injuries. Just hours before, the IDF had conducted a number of airstrikes on Gaza in response to a rocket fired yesterday that fell short, landing in the sea, as well as in response to the launching of incendiary devices into southern Israel yesterday. The Anti-Defamation League this week reported on the rise of anti-Semitism, saying that 2018 had the third highest number of anti-Semitic incidents since 1979, when the ADL began to track such incidents. The annual report cited 1,879 incidents last year, which included the single deadliest attack against the Jewish community in American history, the shooting at Pittsburgh's Tree of Life in October. ADL National Director Jonathan Greenblatt said, "We unfortunately saw this trend continue into 2019 with the tragic shooting at the Chabad Synagogue in Poway." Greenblatt said, "It's clear we must remain vigilant in working to counter the threat of violent anti-Semitism and denounce it in all forms, wherever the source and regardless of the political affiliation of its proponents." And we will have more for you on the ADL's report and the Poway shooting when Mark Golub speaks with Joanna Mendelson, who is the senior investigative researcher for the ADL's Center on Extremism. That's tonight, right after this newscast. U.S. President Donald Trump addressed the rise in anti-Semitic hate crimes, mentioning the Poway shooting as well as the Tree of Life attack, in a proclamation this week for Jewish American Heritage Month, which is celebrated in the month of May. The proclamation states that all Americans bear a moral responsibility to stand alongside our Jewish communities and learn the lessons of tolerance that run through the tragedies that have befallen the Jewish people, both long ago and sadly in recent times. Well, some 100 artists, including KISS frontman Gene Simmons, are standing up against a boycott of the Eurovision Song Contest, which many have called for because the contest is being held this year in Israel. An organization called Creative Community for Peace began a petition stressing that art and music should be used to build bridges, not as a weapon of division. It reads, "We believe the cultural boycott movement is an affront to both Palestinians and Israelis who are working to advance peace through compromise, exchange, and mutual recognition." Israel won the right to host the international song competition after coming in first place last year with Israeli singer Netta Barzilai's performance of the song Toy. Barzilai recently told the press, "Being on the same stage, no matter what your religion or ethnicity or color, from all these countries, from all these cultures, this is a festival of light. For people to boycott light is spreading darkness." The Eurovision will be held in Tel Aviv from May the 14th through the 18th. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, May the 2nd at 7 o'clock, a look at the Holocaust and its remembrance and the Talmud. At 8, Rabbi Hanoch Teller talks about heroic children during the Holocaust. At 9, we bring you a L'chaim with Holocaust survivor and Nobel laureate, the late Elie Wiesel. At 10, Emory Professor of Jewish History and Holocaust Studies, Deborah Lipstadt, presents her view of anti-Semitism in America today. And as mentioned, coming up right after this newscast tonight, Mark Golub speaks with Joanna Mendelson from the ADL Center on Extremism about their recent report on anti-Semitism. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, May the 2nd, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.